Hey, good morning. I remembered to do the Thursday video for which deity or devata or devi, if you prefer, if you like, are you meant to worship on Thursday? Again, I'm going to say it. Maybe every day I'll say it. If you have a devata that is someone you feel drawn to, that is what you would call your Ishta devata or Ishta devi, if it's a goddess, you can worship them every day, and you don't have to go out of your way to worship anyone else because they're meant to cover you. But if you are someone who honors the days of the week and the energies of those days, what I'm doing is going through and telling what planet rules that day and what God typically is worshipped that day to counterbalance the energy of that planet or to work with the energy of that planet, depending on which planet it is. Thursday is ruled by Guru. Guru is Jupiter. Jupiter can also be called Brahaspati. Brahaspati was a very famous guru in the Saptarishi, the seven sages who made a lot of the practices and rules that are followed in India to this day. But because he was a guru, they ended up calling it the planet Guru uh, or Brahaspati. But the day is ruled by Guru. So on Thursday, if you have a guru, and I don't mean if you have some random school teacher and all that stuff, that's a big thing they do in the West is they talk about any teacher and all teachers. And no, in India, they have a teacher's day. It's a separate day for your teachers, your school teachers, your violin teacher, even the one who taught you Vedic chanting. That's your teacher. Your guru is someone who gives you much more than just that. They give you life advice. They give you practices that can help you make it through life more easily, or to realize your full potential of self. A lot of them, that's really what they do, is give you practices that pull the real you, this God that lives inside you, forward so that you can live your life fully and have a lot of agency in your own life. So to honor your guru on this day is very, very important. In the grander scheme of things, if you're looking at India as a whole, and now, remind you, I do know about North India, but I live in South India typically, so I follow a lot of the things they do there. And even in South India, it varies. So if you're in Tamil Nadu, it's one thing. If you're in Karnataka, it's one thing. If you're in Kerala, it's another thing. If you're in Andhra, it's another thing. So it's different. But generally, the major guru of all of the gods is thought to be Vishnu, because Vishnu is the preserver, and the preservation of things, including the preservation of yourself, your real self, not this false self that we find ourselves trapped in, but the real God that lives inside you, is his duty. So if I'm in Mysore, if I'm in Gokulam, actually, because if I'm in Mysore at Guruji's, I stay at Guruji's house, usually out on the countryside. If I'm in the city in Gokulam, where all of the yoga places are, and I will go to the Balaji temple there. Balaji is also known as Venkateshwara. Venkateshwara is one form of Vishnu, and it's called the Lakshmi Venkateshwara Devasthana. Devasthana means mandir, which means temple. The priest there that I got to be good friends with, Surya Narayana, is someone who had been posted in Philadelphia for about 15 years. And so his English is really good. So when I was first taken there, it was the first major temple I went to. Big, major meaning size. It's because if you go to the area, it's in an area called Vantakopal, which is right next door to Gokulam. You can walk there. It's not like it's far away. It's a large temple, and you see it from different streets. You see it walking on this street because it's over there and it's so tall. It's up above the other temples, and it has such a large Gopuram with all of stories of Vishnu and Krishna and all different forms of Vishnu carved onto the Gopuram. And I go there, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, because because I'm a Devi worshiper, specific forms of Devi I worship. If you go to Kamakya, has so many stories around Kamakya, around her life and her experiences and what she's put into it. She has a relationship with Vishnu at one point and has a son who becomes an asura. So there's a whole thing about Vishnu isn't bad. You can worship Vishnu also, but you really pick one. you pick the one that's your main one, and that's who you focus on. But that doesn't mean I don't go to a Vishnu temple sometimes. And that Vishnu temple is big and it's delightful, and it's one of the places that has a connection to our Ashtanga yoga practice because Saraswati, Patabi Joyce's daughter, used to teach there in the adjacent building where they used to have, it's pretty run down now, they used to have like wedding ceremonies, not ceremonies, wedding rituals where you have the celebration and stuff. And they had a building, and so they allowed her to teach in that building. One little other note to show you how that's included. In the Shiva Puranas, Shiva mentions Vishnu a lot because Shiva and Vishnu are friends, but Shiva worships Vishnu because Vishnu is a form of God that Shiva isn't fully a form of. So he worships him for being what he's not. And if you read any stories of Vishnu, Vishnu worships Shiva. So there's not a thing about that. So Patabi Joyce had this lovely temple that's near Old House. If you go to the pizza place, Old House, that is Chamundi Puram, I think. And right around the corner is Lakshmi Puram. The edge of Lakshmipuram. And there's a Shiva temple there that Patabi Joyce funded. I don't think he paid to build the temple, but he gave them, once he started making money with all of the people coming for yoga, he started giving donations. And because he was giving donations, they honored his lineage a lot. They put a Shankaracharya in there because in Patabi's lineage, Shankaracharya was very much a prevalent form of, well, he was a human, but they always include him in the teachings. If you go to the Shala, he's there. There's a photo of him. It has Shiva Lingam in the middle. It has Chamundi on the side. Chamundi is Kali, is Parvati, is the same thing. And on this side, they have Vishnu with Lakshmi on his lap. So all of them are in there. Saraswati's in there. He named his daughter after this Devi. So Saraswati's in there. There's all sorts of gods in there that have their own little alcove to sit in. And it's really a beautiful small temple. It's really beautiful. So if I'm ever there and you're interested, I can take you. I really love that place. Anyway, that's it. You can, on a Thursday, really focus on your guru, or focus on Vishnu if you like, which that's your decision. And that would mean if you want to chant a mantra for him or something, you can do a Hare Krishna, the Maha Mantra they call it, Hare Krishna, that one. You can do what you want, or you can just think about and put some energy into the thought processes around what Vishnu stands for. If you have a guru, though, I would tell you to do that through them, because there's a kind of an old adage that goes along with the worship of Hindu gods. Who do you worship first, the god or the guru? You worship the guru first, because the guru is the one who introduced you to the god. So it's a good way to end. Okay, have a great day.